Hello, welcome to this video teaching you about the features on WebTest. In this video, we're going to be going through the features that you can find in the exam environment as a candidate when taking an exam on WebTest. So when you log into the platform, I'm just going to go through that login phase again. So you'll be provided with your username and password. And in the case where you're not provided with your username and password, or maybe you're asked to um, click a particular link in your email to log in, please log in, but you might not be able to come to this page. But if you have a username and password and you're given a link for your exam and you come to this page, just put in the username and put in the password and you'll be able to go in for your exam. So the first thing you're going to have to do is to take your media test when you come into the exam environment. So you see, please adjust your webcam. So you make sure you're sitting in a position where your face can be seen, right, through the webcam, and then ensure that that is showing inside the circle before you proceed, like it says here, with the examination. Also, ensure your face is clearly visible before you proceed with the examination. Yeah, so you can proceed with the media test. Okay, so to test your microphone, you need to say your name out loud. So you click test on microphone, say your name out loud, and then when you're done, saying your name, you tick this button that says, when you play this, you'll be able to hear what you have said, and then it's to say, can you hear your name clearly? You check it, and then you test your audio. It'll ask you if you actually hear a beep, and then it will ask you, did you hear a beep? You click on it and you say, and then you proceed. When you come into the exam environment, what you'll be required to do is take your picture. That is after you have done your media test. So to take a picture, just click on take picture, position yourself as you would like to be seen in your passport picture, and then capture photo. Then the next thing to do is just to upload the video that you have captured, and that is it. So when you click on upload, you can upload the picture. If you wanted to take another picture, you can retake. So it says upload successful, and here you can actually proceed with that. So now we can see that um, these buttons are now turned green, so it means I can now take my exam. If you don't take your passport for an exam that passport is mandatory for, you won't be able to proceed to take your exam. So let's start with the multiple choice exam. So you click on start, and then here you'll be able to see the instructions for exam. So if you had instructions for your school, it says institution slash organization instructions, you'll see that there. And then if you had instructions for a particular exam, you would also see that here. All you would have to do is to click that you agree, and then you can start your exam. So make sure you focus and you should be able to start your exam. All right, so you'll be able to see the questions. As a candidate, this is what you'll be able to see when you come into the exam. And there are a couple of features here that we're going to speak about for the multiple choice exam environment. So here you'll be able to see all the questions. This is the palette that shows you the different number of questions. And when you answer a question, it turns green. Now we also have this feature here where you can flag a question and come back to it later. So if I flag this question, you can see it has turned red. And then you have the unanswered questions still having a background color of white. So this is a good way for you to differentiate questions that you have answered, that you haven't answered, and the ones that you're going to come back to. Another feature that is very important to show you is this feature to increase the size, to zoom out and to zoom in, right? So you can increase the size of the text or your screen just in case you're having issues viewing the questions properly, you can do that. You also have your timer, and you have these buttons to go to the next question and to go to the previous ones, right? So you can always come back, you can always re-answer a question that you have answered, you can change the option you have selected. You have some instructions here telling you to ensure that your face is clearly visible at all times during the exam and that you know you're within that frame, this circle frame right here. Also, you can have a view of, the question, the examination instructions also, and your organization instructions. If you would like to see that again, maybe there's something you need to pick up from there, you can always access that here. And then you have the toggle calculator button. So if calculator was allowed for your exam, you once you click on toggle calculator, you'll be able to bring the calculator up, and you can also move it around so it doesn't obstruct your questions at any point in time. So these are the main features for you to see on the um, exam interface. You can click X also to close out the calculator. Then when you're done answering your questions, when you come to the last question, you'll be able to see a finish/submit button. At any point in time that done, you're not done with the exam, right? But you need to maybe take a pee break, or you need to quickly do something, you can log out and log back in. But please note that your time will still be counting at those times. So if you click on the last question, you'll be able to see the finish/submit button. So when you click on the finish/submit button, this takes you to the end of the exam. So you'll be able to close out on the exam. So it asks you, are you sure you want to submit? This will end the exam. If you want to submit, you click yes. If you made a mistake to click that button, you just click no, and then to take you back into the exam environment. So here we're going to click yes, and you give your rating if you're happy about the exam, if you're happy about the application, and if you experienced any challenge, you could select what kind of challenge it was. But we're just going to write network right here, and then click on submit. So it says you have completed your examination, start a new exam. So if I click on start a new exam, it will take me back to that page where I could see all the exams I had set up. So because I have done this media test, I'm just going to skip media test, and then I can see here the multiple choice is now finished, right? So because I submitted it, I didn't just log out. So if you wanted to, go to the next paper, you just click on the whatever one, whether it's the short answer question or your essay. That is, if you have other papers um, scheduled for you in an exam. Yeah, thank you so much. This brings us to the end of the multiple choice features on WebTest. See you in the next video.